Hello and welcome back to Jazz Bass Secrets. My name is Cyrus Sink. In this lesson, we're going to look at the 2-5 progression in minor with a harmonic rhythm of 2 chords per bar. So in the key of C, that would be a D minor 7 flat 5 or D half diminished 7th for 2 beats, to a G7 with some kind of alteration, resolving to either a tonic major or a tonic minor. Although the 2 and the 5 definitely imply a minor key and are present in many, resolving to a minor key in many songs, there are many songs where the minor 2-5 resolves to a major tonic chord. It's a favorite device of Cole Porter. Is used in such songs as I Love You, Night and Day is another example. What else does he do? What Is This Thing Called Love? Also resolves to a major chord. There are a number of tunes that resolve to major, so it's good practice to resolve to both major and minor when you're working on minor 2-5s. In a previous lesson, we've discussed the theory behind the minor 2-5s regarding chord scales and such, so I'm not going to go into that in great depth here. On the 2 minor, 2 half diminished 7th, you can use either the Locrian mode or the Locrian natural 2, which is the Locrian mode with the 2nd degree raised up by a half step. Another common device that people like to look at is to view it as a melodic minor. So in the D half diminished 7th, that would be, you could look at that as F melodic minor. On the dominant chord, we're going to use either the altered scale, the diminished scale, the whole tone scale. Some people like to look at melodic minor here again. If the example was G7, we would play A flat melodic minor, and that would give us the notes of the altered scale. That should about cover chord scales and theory and such. Let's dive in and take a look at some 2-5 licks in minor. Our first one will be very simple. We're going to work in the key of C, and then later in the lesson we're going to explore how the minor 2-5 is used in various progressions, particularly in the blues and rhythm changes. So to begin, we will be in D. We'll start on the root. Resolving to the 3rd of the dominant chord. Okay, if we want to finish, do something from the 3rd, I've given you a bazillion options in previous lessons. We can use this cliche here. Would be fine. So we have, we can resolve to major or minor. Okay, one more time. Okay, you can look at that in different registers of the bass, different keys, and using octave displacement, such as in this example, where I'll play E minor 7 flat 5 to A 7 flat 9, using the same lick but with octave displacement. Again. Okay, so work on that in different registers and in all 12 keys. Our next 2-5 that we're going to look at in minor will use the Locrian natural 2 on the ascent from the D half diminished 7th. And then we will descend on the G augmented chord like this. And that could resolve to the 9th of either the major or minor chord. So we have time. We can look at that in other octaves as well. keys, other octaves, etc., etc. So that's using the Locrian Natural 2. Okay, that could work in any and all keys. Let's look at another one. We'll use the Locrian mode on the 2 chord, resolving to the 5th of the dominant chord. Then we'll do one of the many cliches that we've already learned. On the G7 altered. So we have look at that up an octave. Okay, that's a good one. We can look at it in a different key if you'd like. It's up to you to transpose these to all 12 keys. I've already been over that in great depth. In this lick, we're just gonna lesson we're just gonna plow through some licks. Let's look at another idea for the minor 2/5. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Okay, that's a good one. We can look at it up an octave if you'd like. Okay, that's another good one. Continuing on, we'll use a lick that uses the D half diminished 7th arpeggio on the ascent, resolving to the 3rd, and we'll descend an augmented chord. Outline the D half diminished 7th, descend, G augmented chord. So, okay, again, transposing is your job. We'll look at one last minor 2/5 lick with a harmonic rhythm of 2 chords per bar, and then we'll dive into how to apply this to some chord progressions and some improvisations. So this lick will descend from the 3rd of the 2 half diminished. We'll do this example in C. We'll start on the flat 3rd, the note F, come down the Locrian mode, resolving to the 3rd of the dominant, and we'll continue down the scale. This is just a descending line. I resolve to major there. Resolving to minor is also possible. Okay, that's a very good line to work on in different keys. E minor 7 flat 5 to A 7 flat 9 to D minor. Down an octave. Again, all registers, all keys. That will conclude our lesson on the minor 2/5, lasting 2 beats per chord, or 2 chords per bar. In the next lesson, we're going to apply the minor 2/5, combine it with the major 2/5, and look at some common substitutions patterns for both the 12-bar blues and rhythm changes. So stay tuned for more jazz bass secrets.